The rain was whispering against the old cabin roof, a soft, endless hum that wrapped the night in melancholy. Inside, the fire had almost died out, leaving only a dull orange glow flickering across the wooden walls. Everyone else had fallen asleep hours ago, curled up in their sleeping bags, wrapped in the comfort of dreams. But not me. I was wide awake, lying still, staring at the faint light trembling on the ceiling, pretending to breathe evenly, pretending to be fine. "And then," she whispered, "you don't have to pretend." Her voice was barely audible, almost swallowed by the sound of rain, but it reached me like thunder. It was as if she saw straight through me, through the quiet act I'd been performing for months. If you're still watching this and you've ever had to fake a smile when your heart was breaking, please take a second to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Whispers of Kindness. Because somewhere, someone needs your story too. Her name was Lila. We'd been friends since we were kids, the kind of friendship that grew in silence, laughter, and late-night talks we both pretended to forget the next morning. She was always the first to notice things others missed, the tremor in a smile, the tiredness behind a joke. That night, we were with a group of friends on a camping trip, our first reunion after college. The others were sleeping soundly, exhausted from stories, laughter, and the comfort of pretending everything was still the same. But it wasn't. Time had shifted something. We had all grown up, and somewhere between growing and surviving, I had lost the version of myself that used to laugh without overthinking it. I didn't answer her right away. I just lay there, eyes fixed on the fire's glow, the words echoing in my chest like a truth I wasn't ready to face. She turned slightly, her silhouette visible in the dim light, soft, uncertain, but awake. "What makes you think I'm pretending?" I whispered back, my voice cracking. "A little." She gave a small, sad smile. "Because I used to do it too." There it was, the wall I'd built, the armor of jokes and detachment cracked right down the middle. My throat tightened. For months I'd been holding it all together. The breakup I never really got over. The job that drained me more than it fulfilled me. The quiet sense that life had become something I was simply surviving. The fire popped, and the smell of smoke filled the cabin. Lila shifted closer, her hand brushing against mine. It was warm, steady, real. "You always carry the world like it's your fault it's heavy," she said softly. "You don't have to be okay all the time, you know." Her words felt like a confession and a promise all at once. And for the first time in a long while, I didn't try to argue. I just breathed. The next morning, the rain had stopped. Sunlight spilled through the windows in golden patches. Everyone woke up slowly, laughing and yawning, oblivious to the storm that had passed inside me. Lila didn't bring up our talk again, and neither did I. But something had changed. Later that day, we went hiking through the forest. The air smelled of pine and damp earth. The others walked ahead, joking and shouting about who'd reach the lake first. Lila and I trailed behind, steps quiet and in sync. "You seem lighter today," she said, glancing at me with that same half-smile. "Maybe I am," I said. "Maybe I finally stopped pretending." She nodded, satisfied. "It suits you." That night, after everyone had fallen asleep again, I sat outside by the lake. The moonlight danced on the water, calm and endless. For the first time, I allowed myself to feel everything I'd buried, everything I'd denied. The ache, the regret, the fear, the hope. It all came rushing out in a single breath. I realized how much time I'd wasted pretending to be strong just to avoid being seen as weak. I'd been terrified that showing my pain would make people uncomfortable, or worse, make them leave. But Lila hadn't left. She had simply whispered the truth I didn't know I needed. That it's okay to be broken while healing. That pretending doesn't protect you. It just postpones the peace you deserve. I looked up at the stars, thinking about how fragile and brave it is to simply exist, to keep going, to keep showing up in a world that sometimes doesn't make sense. Months passed after that trip. Life didn't suddenly become easier, but it became realer. I learned to speak up when things hurt. I stopped apologizing for needing rest. I started choosing people and places that felt like peace instead of performance. And Lila, she stayed in my life. Not as a savior, not as a solution, but as a reminder. Whenever I started slipping back into silence, she'd just look at me with those knowing eyes and say, "You don't have to pretend." It became our quiet promise. One day, while walking home after work, my phone buzzed. It was her. A simple text that read, "How's the heart tonight?" I smiled, Honest, I replied, because that's what she had given me. Not just comfort, but the courage to live truthfully. And maybe that's what all of us need sometimes. Someone who sees beyond our smiles. Someone who reminds us that it's okay to not be okay. To stop pretending long enough to breathe, to heal, to just be. If this story touched something in you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Whispers of Kindness. Your engagement helps us share more stories that heal hearts and spark hope. That night, by the cabin, I finally understood. Some whispers don't ask for an answer. They awaken one. Everyone was asleep. Everyone except the one who saw through the silence. And when she whispered, "You don't have to pretend," I finally stopped.